I have the craziest animal. She's so hyper. I just played with her literally for like 30 minutes, but it's raining outside, there's a thunderstorm, and she's just being crazy. We're gonna try and make this work. That lighting is a little bit better. Okay, good morning. So today I wanted to go over what I'm going to be reading in the month of August. I had a couple of carryovers that I was just starting like July 31st that have moved over into August, so we'll go over those first, and then we will use my random number generator to choose what I'm going to be reading throughout the month as well. And we'll get a little stack. Maybe I'll choose like 5, I think. But with the amount that I have begun to DNF, like I've gotten very cutthroat with my reading lately, and it's made me read more, but I will say maybe I should choose like 6 or 7, but we'll see. First things first, I saw one Jane Austen meme, and that has basically brought me back into my classics era. So I picked up North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is one I don't really know anything about, but I'm a couple chapters in, and I am sort of highlighting and annotating as I go. And honestly, I'm so happy to be back reading classics. So this is what I used to read. Classics, nonfiction, and contemporary fiction used to be kind of my go-to, but specifically classics and nonfiction is what I read sort of the most. So I'm happy to be back. I've taken a couple years hiatus, and it just spoke to me. I think coming off the back of a lot of contemporary romance, this is just the kind of thing that I need. I need 60 pages of getting to know a character before she meets eyes across the room with the lead hero in the story. And I need 40 more pages of them discussing the background of this hero's story before they even talk. You're 110 pages in before dialogue is even exchanged between the two romantic leads. And that, my friends, is what we qualify as a slow burn. And it's what I need right now. So currently reading North and South. I also used my random number generator to choose my next read, and it chose Encyclopedia of Fairies, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is one I've kind of heard a lot about. Like, I've heard like rumblings on the internet about like this being kind of a cozier fantasy. It's supposed to rain this weekend, so I think this is sort of the perfect time to pick it up as we get into like those late summer kind of showers moving into August. I think this just speaks to me, and I fully intend to listen to Folklore and Evermore, the entirety in which I read this. I'm so sorry if you hear thunder, lightning / how heavy this rain is, but unfortunately, I was waiting for a break. There was a small break in between me pressing record and getting everything set up, but unfortunately the rain has picked back up. Next, I have quite a lot that I'm going through in terms of blessing and a curse. All of my library books, all of my holds kind of came in at the same time for Libby. So currently on the docket to read for the month of August is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence, The Will of the Many by James Islington, The Rachel Incident by Carolyn Donahue, and Morning Star by Pierce Brown. And I also do have on here A Day of Fallen Night, Samantha Shannon's, and How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I also did get Queen of Shadows, which is the next book in the Sarah J. Maas reread I'm doing, but we'll see what kind of time I have, because I do have that as a physical book. I'm not too concerned about getting through that one, but the others I have about ranging from 14 to 20 days to read them, so we'll see, but these are definitely a top priority. So that's currently everything I'm reading right now. So let's go ahead and choose what we're going to be reading for the month. So right here, I have set up my random number generator. It's labeled 2 through 134. If you remember, we started with 148 last month, so we're doing good. I'm happy with the progress in a month. So we will generate, and it took us to 120, which is The Witcher. That's a surprise, but I will grab that right now. So I have already previously read like all of the little short stories. So this is Blood of Elves. This is officially book 1 in the Witcher saga. So I'm excited to read this. I did enjoy the short stories. I wish I knew it was short stories when I went into it. However, I did enjoy it while I was reading it. So I'll add this to the stack. So the next number we got is 96. Which is Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. I think I can just reach around and grab here. So this is book 2 in the Legendborn Cycle. I really enjoyed book 1 when I read it, and I don't know what stopped me. So I had this pre-ordered. I bought it as soon as it came out, or I had it in my hands as soon as it came out. And for some reason or another, I just didn't pick it up when it came out. And as it goes with TBRs, it kind of just fell lower and lower onto the totem pole of what I was going to read. And yeah, I'm happy with this. I feel like it's going to read super fast because it's a teen book. It's a reimagining of the Arthur and the Round Table retelling. So where we left was on a cliffhanger. I might need to watch a review video to kind of refresh my memory. I'm happy with this. Okay, next we've got, it's apparently going to be, oh my God, the rain. Next we got 86, which is another YA. It's going to be a YA month, apparently. So, it's a big old boy. Next, I got Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is book 3 to the Last Hours trilogy. And I believe it's the final book in this world that Cassandra Clare has created. She's officially said she's moving on. And honestly, I was enjoying this cycle, this series. I haven't read all of everything. This is the first completed Cassandra Clare series that I am reading, which I've been told is kind of the opposite of what you should do, but it's what I picked up. And I was enjoying it, but upon the release, obviously I got this one right away as well, but I just heard so many bad things, like so many mixed reviews, that it made me nervous to pick it up. So we're doing it. We're gonna get it done, but it makes me a little nervous. So I already got 47 pages in before apparently I just said to hell with it and stopped. But it is a gorgeous cover. Okay, that's 3 so far. We're gonna hope for not another YA, because I think we've gone over this. My tolerancy for YA has fallen a little bit short. Okay, so we got 56. Okay. It is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. So this is a big ol' boy. Let me grab it and I'll be right back. Okay. So we're getting some big books this month. This is one that honestly I haven't heard too much about. I feel like it made a bigger splash in the UK because my friends from Emma, it's just so not necessary. It's a rainy day, so I'm so sorry. She's just gonna be playing in the background because she can't get any energy outside. She's terrified of thunder and lightning. So yeah, I know this deals with like 1800s England, I believe, and there's one older magician and a new up-and-comer, and I think there's a rivalry, but that's all I really know about it. It is a big ol' boy. It's over 1,000 pages, so maybe we'll stick with 5 or 6 picks because this makes number 4. I don't know if you're familiar with the ebooks that I have out from the library right now, but The Will of the Mini and The Book That Wouldn't Burn are both over 600 pages. So, oh my God. So the next number we got was 66. You know what? Let me just grab it before telling you what book that is. It's Middlemarch by George Eliot. It is such a big classic. It is a 959 page classic novel. And though I just said I was happy to be back reading classics, this is a big one. Emma, do you mind? She does this thing where she will like push her toy up against you to try to entice you to play. Okay, so I have the distinct feeling already that these will both, I will start in August, but will be an August/September read, similar to The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. Okay, let's choose one more book and then call it a day for August. Okay, so we got 113, which I know exactly where this is. So we got Death in Her Hands by Otessa Moshfegh. This is one, I did really enjoy this writer. She wrote My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I did really enjoy. I feel like it was one of the most visceral depictions of struggles with mental health that I've read in a very long time. And honestly, I'm excited for this. I don't really know anything about this besides the fact that maybe the main character finds a dead body and becomes like obsessed with figuring out what happened to them. I think that's basically it. I'm gonna choose one more actually. This has kind of reignited my spirit in wanting to keep reading. Today is just one of those days where my contacts are so foggy that I have to like squint to see everything and probably put on my glasses very early tonight. Because truly, I can't see a thing. Okay. So here's the thing. I got the number 47, which is his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I'm just going to be honest, I'm going to try again. I already have so many fantasies and so many huge fantasies I have to get through that I don't think a trilogy is going to work for me to round off my month. I truly just don't foresee that happening, and why set ourselves up for failure? I'm kind of looking for I got Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Like, this just feels very pointed to get that again. I just want to have a realistic TBR. Okay. Kind of my own fault. But I did get Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And you know what? I'm gonna pull it. I skipped one. So what? I have Middlemarch as well. So what? So what? We're going to be positive. Let me go grab it and we're gonna review everything I pulled. Hi-ya. Perfect. 600 pages, baby. I have read this before. I wanted to reread it because I didn't annotate it. And I feel like I'm the type of reader, if I don't read with the intention of retaining it, it's honestly in one ear and out the other. It's like how poorly I retain movies. Like sometimes I will completely forget I've seen something until halfway through a movie. And then I'm like, oh, I remember this. Oh my God. Emma, could you not? Okay, we're just gonna hope I got a good thumbnail because this is actually such a big stack. Let's review very quickly one more time. So I have a lot to get through on my e-reader. My current reads right now is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. And I'm currently reading North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. In terms of contemporary fiction, I will be reading Death in Her Hands by Otessa Moshfegh. I think she secretly likes being in front of the camera every time I film. For YA, I will be reading Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clares. This is book 3 in the Last Hours trilogy. I will also be reading Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. This is book 2 in the Legendborn Cycle. For fantasy, besides the plethora of ebooks that came in all at the same time, I will also be reading The Witcher, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. And then for classics, because apparently the universe thinks it's really funny that I was just saying I'm back into my classics era, and somehow they picked these 2 monstrosities. I will be reading Moby Dick by Herman Melville and Middlemarch by George Eliot. I think what I might do right now actually is switch up and mood read a little bit based on the pile that I have in front of me. So I'm really loving North and South, but Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies isn't really calling to me right now, so maybe I pick up something different like my contemporary or a YA because I know it will go fast. I think that's what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna get through this pile this month, I have to read with intention and I have to mood read because that's where I have my most successful reading months. I can do this. Anyways, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. And God help me this month.